There's a couple things you need to know about me and my family before we kind of get into the story. So one of the things, despite what my intentions are, whether they're good or they're bad, sometimes I have like this impulse to be like overly honest or to overshare. And a good example of this is when I was 3, and my grandfather was going to take us out for a little trip, and my mom was like, listen, Luke gets a little crazy when he has soda in his system. Like, just whatever you do, don't give him a soda. And of course, the first thing I asked for is like, Grandpa, can we get a soda? Can we just like put one over on Mom? And he's like, all right, I'm gonna do this for you, you know. So we get a soda. I probably had like grape all over my mouth or whatever. And he's like, just don't tell your mom when we get back. So of course, the first thing I do is when I get out of the car, I have good intentions. I want to protect this bond with my grandfather. I take it right behind my back and I say, Mom, I don't have a soda. I do not have a soda at all. And he's just, my grandfather's like smacking himself in the forehead, like how did this kid at all come from me is beyond me whatsoever. So I've got this little thing of honesty going on. And the thing you need to know about my mom is she's an extremely, extremely sweet woman. She's a pacifist. She's just like extremely unassuming. I think I've heard her curse a total of like 6 times in my entire life. Usually when dishes break, you know what I mean? It's just like it comes out then in an eruption, but then it's over and done with. So about the time when I was 14, we just installed like a new ceiling fan in our living room, and it was kind of a big deal. My mom doesn't usually spend a lot of money, and there were a lot of rules surrounding the ceiling fan about how you could turn it on and turn it off, and it was definitely like a big deal for us. So one evening, she goes out to run some errands. I'm sort of have run of the house. It's me and my younger sister's 3 years younger. And look, everybody's got a role in the family. You know, my mom is the responsible one, sister's the ambitious one. And look, as the older brother, I just feel like I need to add a little anarchy into our lives at times like this. So of course, this was totally off limits, but I was like, Isabel, let's have a sword fight with like baseball bats in the house right now. And she's like, Mom wouldn't like that at all. I'm like, no, it'll be fine, come on, come on, come on. And I could usually get her to kind of do my bidding, which is just one of the good things about being a big brother. So we're getting into this like epic battle, and we're like swinging it around and stabbing each other, and it's a good time. And at some point, I duck as she's swinging, and she knocks the little thing that you turn it on off the little switch of the ceiling right off, just clear off the room, and she just kind of looks at me like, this is something you usually do. Like, what do we do now? The thing's like totally broken. So I'm like, okay. Here's what we're gonna do, okay? I'm going to tape this thing back up there as if nothing's wrong, and we did. So I got a little bit of tape, fed the thing back up in there. It's dangling. It looks like it's not broken. Now the thing is swinging around a little bit slowly, and I'm just hoping that Mom doesn't notice that when she comes back in. So Mom comes back, you know, we're kind of not saying anything, cleared the house. So at some point, she walks up to it and is like, you know, why is that spinning so slowly? She's going to the wall. We're supposed to use that to adjust, you know, the spinning, and it's still going slow. So she goes up and she tugs on it, and it comes right off in her hand. And she's like, oh, this damn thing, it's broken, you know, and she's like starting to go off a little bit about how awful it is. And I couldn't help myself. I don't know why I had to say it. And I'm like, I know, because I could have gotten away with it. I was this close to getting away with it. And I was like, it's almost like somebody just taped it up there. And she looks at her hand. She looks at the fan, and she looks at me, and she's just like, you. And her right hand came at me so fast, and I just reacted and like moved barely. This thing, like, my life was spared by inches as it swept by. I mean, I could almost feel the sting from the miss. It was that strong. And I could just see like all the times that I had like broken things and ruined the washer, and it was just like it had all come to this moment, and my life was on the line. So she missed. I was just like, it wasn't me. It was Isabel. And then I totally sold her out. So even though I had good intentions to protect my sister and save my mom a little stress, mostly my intentions were probably to save my own ass, which I did by the skin of my teeth. So everybody just busted up laughing, and I would just basically like to say sometimes the best of intentions bring out an angry beast in your mother, who's actually one of the sweetest women alive and a pacifist. So thank you.